before influencers, before surgery clinics, before the BBL became a global trend, there was a woman named Sarah Baartman. Her body had a name, Steatopygia, the original BBL. What was once mocked as primitive is now celebrated as premium. This isn't just history. This is the blueprint of modern beauty culture. And today, you gonna learn. Steatopygia is the natural accumulation of fat on the buttocks and thighs, mostly seen in women of certain African groups. In short, is the original thick body. Anthropologists believe this body type evolved as a survival mechanism. Fat was stored safely in the buttocks, not the stomach, allowing women to stay healthy and mobile in harsh environments. But when Europeans first encountered Steatopygus women in the 18th and 19th centuries, they didn't see adaptation, they saw strangeness. One infamous example is Sarah Baartman, the so-called halotod Venus, paraded across Europe because of her naturally large buttocks. What was a genetic marvel in Africa became a spectacle in London. Sarah Baartman was an African woman who was enslaved and taken to Europe, where her body was put on display for paying audiences. Her original African name is unknown. Both of Baartman's parents died while she was still young, and she was married to a Kuho man as a teenager. Baartman had unusually large buttocks, possibly caused by Steatopygia. William Dunlop noticed her when he visited the Cape around 1810. He and the brother of the man to whom she was enslaved decided they could profit from her body. Though she could not read, she signed a contract written by Dunlop that required her to travel to England and Ireland as an indentured servant. The terms of the contract were false, and Baartman remained enslaved for life. In England, Dunlop set up exhibitions of Baartman's body. She was made to appear with very little clothing. Many members of the public paid to see her, but Baartman received little money. Some English people sympathetic to her plight filed a lawsuit to stop the exhibitions, but they lost when the contract was shown. Baartman also testified that she was not being mistreated. According to Wikipedia, Baartman was then sold to S. Rowe, an animal trainer, who exploited and sexually abused her. After Dunlop's death, Henry Taylor took Baartman to Paris, where she continued to thrill onlookers. A scientist named Georges Cuvier researched and experimented on her while she was awake, aiming to find a link between humans and animals. When she died in 1815, Cuvier dissected her remains. He interpreted her body as having ape-like traits, ears like an orangutan and kickness of a monkey. He also noted she could play the harp and dance. In 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela formally requested that Baartman's remains be returned to South Africa. On March 6, 2002, her remains were buried at Hankie in the Eastern Cape province. In recent years, some people online have drawn comparisons between modern African women with pronounced curves, including public figures like Ruth Odinga and the historical case of Sarah Baartman. These comparisons reflect ongoing conversations about body image, race, and beauty standards. The same body once called primitive is now called premium. That's not evolution, that's rebranding. The same body type later became a global beauty standard, but only after being repackaged, renamed, and surgically imitated. History has a strange habit of apologizing only after it profits.